everyone. We are here at Governor Felicissimo T. San Luis Agro-Industrial National High School to conduct a short interview with one of the best principal in Division of Laguna.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to conduct a short interview with you. For our first part, please, ma'am, introduce yourself and your school.
Good morning, Sir Alvin. So it's a great opportunity and honor on my part to be interviewed by you. So I am Armina Sigunigaw, Principal 2 of this school, Governor Felicissimo T. San Luis National Agro-Industrial Integrated High School, the longest name of school in the Division of Laguna. By the name itself, our flagship program is, of course, in agro-industrial technology. We make sure that our students, after they graduate, they possess the necessary skills, especially in terms of agriculture. So our school is a consistent SBM Level 3 since 2018. We are also a consistent Best Brigada implementer for the last 2 years. And as you can see, our environment, our facilities signifies the name of our school, which is agro-industrial.
Wow, congratulations, ma'am, for the achievement of your institution. For the first question, what are the duties and responsibilities of secondary school principal in an organization and administration of an institution?
Okay. So when it comes to duties and responsibilities, we have bulk of our responsibilities, and if I'm going to enumerate all of those responsibilities, maybe we'll abutin tayo ng gabi, sa dami. Okay, let us focus on the main responsibilities of the school head, the key result areas. So we have 5 focuses. 5 focus. Number 1 is leading strategically. Number 2 is managing the school operation. Number 3 is focusing on teaching and learning. Number 4 is developing self and others. And number 5 is building connection. So when we say leading strategically as a school head, so we have to think of the best PPAs, the programs, projects, and activities that will suit to the needs of our number 1 client, which is the students. And of course, as a school head, we should not also neglect what we call that, yung kapakanan ng mga teachers. So when we say leading strategically, we have to think of in best way how we can deliver our services to the best that we can. When we say, number 2 is managing school operation, napakalawak niyan, and resources. Kasama dyan yung MOOE, pag-develop ng ating mga physical facilities, and managing the staff. Number 3, yung focusing on teaching and learning, which is very important. So, dapat nakapokus tayo doon. Sabi nga, ang school head, 70% ang instructional supervision and 30% ang administration. So, focus tayo sa learners' achievement, dapat na-track natin ang achievement ng learners, na-compare natin ano bang improvement, paano natin ma-address yung mga gaps, paano tayo makakapag-develop ng bata na kung saan ay equipped with the necessary the basic education, and the learning environment, napakahalaga niyan. So sabi nga ay the learning environment should be conducive. Dapat yung mga bata gusto nila pumapasok sa paaralan, na pag pumasok sila sa paaralan, nakakaramdam sila na dito ako matutulog because yung environment ay comfortable sila. Then developing self and others, huwag din natin kalilimutan yan. Sabi nga ay, you can, the law of circulation states that we cannot give what we don't have. So, kung gusto nating makapagbigay ng quality education, first we have to equip ourselves. And paano yun? Ano? Of course, mag-aral tayo. Patulad ng ginagawa mo ngayon, i-equip mo ang sarili mo para marami kang maibigay sa iyong client, sa iyong mga teachers. Ang mga, ganun din, ang mga teacher, kung hindi man nag-aaral sana sa school head, meron tayong mga Slack na kung saan ay na-updated sila. Ano ba yung mga new trends, paano ba itong new normal, paano ba nila i-handle. Ano? So, that is one of the responsibilities of the school head na talagang ma-equip yung mga teachers. Then, building connection, very important. So, dapat ang isang school head is meron siyang communication skills, kaya niyang i-communicate yung kanyang mga plans and goals para hindi lang siya yung may alam. And nakaka-akit ng mga partners para masuportahan yung paaralan. Sabi nga ay, we can stand alone. Sabi ang education ay responsibility ng lahat. At sabi nga ay to educate the whole community should educate or raise the child, not only the school. Hindi lang yung principal dapat ang may goal na paano ba mapapaganda ang buong paaralan. At yan ay dapat na i-communicate ng isang principal, hindi lang sa mga teachers, pati sa community, nakikita yung kanyang gustong mangyari.
Yeah, thank you very much for the very inspiring answer given by our principal. And then for the second question, ma'am, as a principal, what are the challenges that you encountered in this new normal? And what is your recovery plan to address those issues?
Okay. So, like the responsibilities, we encountered lot of challenges in this new normal. Sabi nga, hindi new normal, the now normal. The first, ano na lang natin yung pinakang challenge talaga is the learning gaps, especially in literacy and numeracy. So, yun yung pinaka-challenge na paano ba natin ito maa-address na yung mga bata, 2 taong nagpahinga at talagang based on the observation and assessment done by the teachers, lumalabas na ang laki talaga ng learning gap nila. So, learning gap. So, ano ang kailangan natin gawin? Papanoorin na lang ba natin? Iintayin na lang ba natin na mag-bridge yung gap? So, kailangan may gawin tayo. Ano? Hindi lang yung learning gaps in terms of numeracy and literacy. Andun din yung kanilang status when it comes to mental health. Ano? Hindi lang ang bata, pati na rin ang teachers. So, we should not only focus on academic, but also we should focus on the mental health of the teachers and the students as well. And of course, the parents. Ano, dumaan talaga tayo sa matinding global health crisis na kung saan ay ang pinakang naapektuhan. Number 1 na affected ay ang education sector. So, paano ba natin ito ina-address? Kung tayo ay may learning continuity plan during the pandemic, in this time of after the pandemic or the now normal, ang ginagawa natin is the learning recovery plan. Andyan yung remedial natin, remediation activities, intervention, integration, at yung mga pagkakandak ng mental health activities to ensure na nasa tamang mental health ang ating mga bata at ang ating mga guro.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer.
Thank you, sir.
The last question, ma'am, third and final question. What is your stand in the nature of secondary school for public, and maybe you have a little knowledge about the private institutions?
Okay, so my stand on the nature of the secondary school, particularly the public school, is that it is well implemented, but I think there is a problem, or there should be an enhancement or improvement when it comes to curriculum. So, why I say so? So, the curriculum should focus on the lifelong learning of our students. When we say lifelong learning, we can produce lifelong learners wherein they can apply what they have learned inside the classroom. Diba sabi nga natin, ang senior high school may 3 exit yan. Kolehiyo, negosyo, and trabaho. Hindi lahat ng mag-aaral natin, ang ating mga estudyante ay magko-kolehiyo. Ang ilan dyan, marami ang magtatrabaho at magne-negosyo. So, dapat hindi lang tayo more on theories. So, we should develop students who can apply after schooling what they have learned inside the four corners of the classroom. So the curriculum should focus on developing lifelong learners who possess the necessary skills.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you so much, Sir Aldwin. Again, it's my pleasure to be interviewed by a future doctor like you.